Howdy, 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 everybody. How y'all doing out there? Well, here it is, December 21st, and the end of 2009. So I figured I'd do a What's in My Dock video, just so I can look back on the year 2009, and maybe 10 years from now, I'll get a kick out of the apps that I've been using. You never know. So let's get started. One of the most frequently used apps in my dock is Corkboard, and all it is an advanced clipboard where you just copy and paste stuff to this big old clipboard, which is your desktop. So basically it turns your desktop into a huge clipboard, and all these are little text clippings and stuff that I've took from the web or saved from the web. You can paste pictures. Here's a website. I can copy and paste pictures. Let me fire it back up here. As you see, I pasted that picture there that I had copied on my clipboard by hitting Command C, highlighting and hitting Command C. So you can just copy and paste all kinds of stuff, because you know the clipboard that comes with the Mac, you can only clip one item at a time to it. So this just allows multiple items to be used on your clipboard. No big deal, but really a production improver. Dashboard, I don't even know why I have that in there, because really I don't use it for anything much besides checking the weather. I have File Browse, which is an application that just lets you browse your folders visually like this. You can go to the Movies folder, and it lets you see your Movies folder all in nice little icons in full res, so you can play it right inside the browser. It's called File Browse, and a lot of times I use it when I'm watching movies or going through my movies or something. Modo, everybody knows Modo, the 3D modeling application. Shake, the 2.5D compositing application that was so popular for so many years. Compressor, DVD Studio Pro, Motion, Soundtrack Pro, and Final Cut Pro, all part of the Final Cut Studio suite. I'm not going to go through and fire up each one of them, because I'm pretty sure you all know what it is if not familiar with these applications. And of course we have iTunes. Everybody and their brother uses iTunes. Here's GarageBand, which recently I have stopped using, but up until just recently I used it for all my podcasts. But I've been noticing it's been kind of distorting my podcasts a little bit compared to the audio I can get from Soundtrack Pro or even ScreenFlow. So I've kind of cut back on using GarageBand as much, but it really is handy. It's so handy that I hate to quit using it, and sometimes I'll still use it to throw something fast together, because it handles podcasts so well. iPhoto, pretty self-explanatory. iMovie, pretty self-explanatory. Double Twist is a complete rip-off of iTunes, and the only reason I have it in my dock is because it uses the Amazon store, and iTunes uses the Apple Music store, and Double Twist uses the Amazon Music store. And I use Double Twist to search Amazon Music, because sometimes, every great once in a while, I'll go to iTunes and can't find something. So I like to have a second backup resource. So I'll fire up Double Twist and check Amazon and see if they may have it. A lot of times they have the same albums, but a few times one has had something the other hasn't. So I keep both of them around so I can shop the Amazon Music store in case the iTunes Music store is lacking, or vice versa. And as a fact, Double Twist, I had a video on this earlier, that it's such a copy from iTunes that it's pathetic. It makes me laugh. But it's a good option for non-iPod and iPhone users to buy music. iWeb, everybody knows iWeb. I maintain my website with it. Safari is my primary browser. Firefox, my backup browser. Google Chrome, I haven't been using it, so I left it in my dock just so I could show you all this moment. See you later, Google Chrome. That's what I think about you. I think that's all there is to say about that. ScreenFlow. Everybody knows ScreenFlow, the absolute greatest screen capturing app on the planet as of now. TextEdit, which is just a text editor. QuickTime Player. Everybody knows the QuickTime Player. QuickTime Player. They should have its own song dedicated to it. Onyx is a maintenance application that repairs permissions, and you can change your dock from 2D to 3D and just all kinds of good little jazz, from clearing your logs and emptying your caches and all that good stuff. Everybody probably knows Onyx. Serenix is a Twitter client, as well as Bluebird and Tweety, and these are my three primary ones. Mainly, I've been using Tweety. Usually I've been using Tweety because it allows video tweets, but I've been using Bluebird because it was free and it's in beta, so go pick up a copy, and it's been pretty handy too. It's not too bad. So these are the two main ones, and I also use this one from time to time. AppZapper, which is the application remover that every Macintosh owner should have, because sometimes when you drag things to the trash in your Macintosh, it doesn't absolutely get every single file associated with that application. 90% of the time it does, but occasionally it'll leave a permission file somewhere or something, and AppZapper goes out and searches your hard drive for files associated with whatever application you want to remove. You just take the application, drop it on top of the icon, and it goes out, searches everything that has to do with that application, and zaps it. Just a good little tool. It's like $10. Everybody should have it. Password Wallet, pretty self-explanatory. You'll have to excuse me if I don't fire that one up. Apple's mail client, I use it all the time. I got like 10 email accounts going through that thing. It's awesome. iChat, everybody knows iChat. I use iChat. I'm thinking about opening up an iChat account just to chat with my buddies on YouTube. I do have an iChat account. I'm just not sure if I want to get talking on it just, recreationally, because I use it for business a lot. So I might make my own account and give that out. But you can follow me on Twitter at emeek77, EMEEK77. That's my main Twitter account. The next on the list here is Houdini. Everybody knows Houdini, which is a wonderful 3D application such as Modo, only it also does fluids and fire and particles and stuff. MPlayer, OS 10 extended. The MPlayer is badass. It is the ultimate media player for Mac OS 10. Screw VLC player. Who needs it when you got MPlayer? MPlayer will play things that even I haven't been able to get to play on VLC, if you'll believe that or not. So all you got to do, basically, take a movie and drag and drop it on that sucker, and I tell you what, it'll just about play anything. MPlayer. Awesome. Preview, which is, just for looking at pictures or PDFs. It comes with every Mac. Trash It, which is kind of like AppZapper, but Trash It I use to dump things that the computer won't let me dump, because OS 10 tries to protect you from dumping things that can harm your system. Like if you try to trash something that's not going to let you boot, then it won't let you trash it unless you really force it to let you trash it. But with this application here, you drag that file on top of it and OS 10 will kill it, no questions asked. So it's kind of a dangerous application, so be careful with it. Trash it. The hit list. The hit list is what I use to keep my tasks, daily tasks, organized. You can see check Hotmail, stop biting the apple biters. These are things that I recognize when I see it, just little notes to myself. So as you can see, complete Digital Tutors course as well as Mac Pro video. So this is just little reminders. I tell myself things that I'm going to be doing, need to be done, and as I do them, I check them off, like like that. Really nice application for keeping yourself and daily tasks organized. The hit list. Spiralbound Pro, which is just a notebook. What I do with it is if I'm making a video and I have a bunch of links or something, I'll throw links in there, like from a browser. You can grab the link and throw it in, and it'll just drop it in there like that, and or you can type. So if I'm gathering notes on something for a video, or I want to remember some links for a video, I'll throw them in here. I'll make some notes. I'll copy and paste some text. So this Spiralbound Pro is how I do that. And you can have several pages, and several different notepads too as well. That's called Spiralbound Pro. Times. I use Times to gather all of my news together. It's not an RSS reader or feed. I use those too. But this is my actual, where I go to read the actual stories instead of looking at RSS feeds and stuff. These are the actual headlines and actual stories and links to the stories. You just click on them and it takes you to a brief explanation, and then you click on the title and it brings it up in the browser. So this is a really great application. It's like a RSS feed application on steroids. Times is what it's called. AppyMac timer, which is, a lot of you guys have 10-minute limits. This is a great little timer for that. Just put it on stopwatch, set it 10 minutes, hit start, and that sucker will start counting, and you'll know when you get to 10 minutes that it's time up. It'll even play an alarm for you. Or you can have it count down from 10 minutes. I have it counting down from 18 seconds because I was doing some tests. But you can have it count down from whatever you want. It's completely free. Great for making screencasts that you got to keep under 10 minutes and you don't want to go over. There's a good clock there to remind you. I just keep it on my second monitor and I'm good to go. Address book, activity monitor, handbrake for ripping movies from my DVDs from my collection to my iPod for trips. DVD studio or DVD player, 1Password, the most ultimate application for organizing your passwords ever. Main menu, which is just a maintenance application. Quicksilver, which is a really good little application that you hit a hotkey to pull it up here, and as you can see, it pulls up this little box and you start typing. And I started typing Safari or Energy Saver, and then it brings up what you're typing, and then you have these actions down here, and it says you have 18 actions. So you can see all these little actions. I can open it, reveal it, move it. I can show the contents. I can rename it, get info, move to trash. All these little different actions that I can do. Okay, so if I type, let's see. If I type Safari, you can see there's Safari. Now the actions I can do with Safari are down here, and there's 21 actions. I can open it. I can reveal it. Let's reveal it. And boom, it shows it to me in my Finder. It revealed it to me in my Finder. So you just hit your hotkey. Boom, it brings up Quicksilver. You start typing what you want to do. It don't have to necessarily be an application. It can be anything. Let's what happened to the get in? Let's get info. Get info. Execute. And boom, there's my info, see? So this is a great little application, Quicksilver. What else could I type in there? Light Browser. There's 19 actions associated with Light Browser. Let's see what those actions are. What would those be? Would be open and all this, you know, the same stuff. Some have more than others. So this is a really, really handy application that I let run in the background, and I usually let start on login. Audio Hijack Pro I use to record the audio from my computer. Like if I hear a song I like on YouTube, I'll use Audio Hijack Pro to record it. I got News Life, which is an RSS feed reader, which I really like a lot. News Life. I think it's free. If you want it, over here you can see all of my news. This is all of my Mac news that I get. And here's all the stories of the day. Really good place to keep, just to keep all your news in one spot. Let's see if I can find something here. Gizmodo. Next generation Intel Atom processors, smaller, more efficient. You click on it, and boom, there's our story. Or you can click on it again and then go to the actual web page. And the same thing with NetNewsWire. It's right here. It has it, but the good thing about NetNewsWire is, whereas NewsLife is free, NetNewsWire is $15, but it's got a built-in browser here, as you can see. If I'm looking at a story, here's a story. AT&T isn't working that hard on network upgrades. It shows me my story, okay? But sometimes it won't show you the whole story, like right here, and you want to see the whole one. You just click on it, and it opens it up in its own little browser. So that's what's good about NetNewsWire. So I use both of these for my RSS feeders to get my news for my podcasts. No, News Life, this one right here, does cost money. It costs like $7 or $8, I think. I'm pretty sure $7 or €5. But the cool thing about this one is you have an icon view of all your stories. You can see here December 21st, and here's all the stories. December 20th, and here's all the stories associated with it. So you get this nifty little way to look at your feeds. And that was like $7 or €5. Net Newswire is like $15, but it's got its built-in browser. And the free one is Newsfire. Here's Newsfire, and it's completely free. It doesn't have a built-in browser, and it's not got an icon view like Newslife does, but it's nice. Here's all the stories. You click on them, it shows you the stories. So if you want a free RSS reader, Newsfire. You want an RSS reader with a built-in browser? Net Newswire. If you want a RSS feed reader with an cool icon view, Newslife. And these are my 3 RSS feeders, and along with Times here, I pretty much keep up with all the news going on the web daily, no problem. And then we got App Monitor, and App Monitor is just like Activity Monitor. And let's see, is there anything else? Applications. I don't think there's anything really in the applications folder. I got tons of applications in my folder, if you'll see there, as you can see. This is all my applications here. Tons and tons of them. So, and the problem with this is there's tons of little bitty junky apps. And if you want me to go through and show you the apps in my folder, I can make a second video for that. Because I got some wild stuff in here, from Bean to, gosh, I got AppleWorks in here. Do you believe that crap? AppleWorks. Look at that. They don't even make that no more. And of course, up here in my browser, up here in my menu bar, I have iStat menu, Blasted or Blaster, I can't think of the name of it, Corkboard, and Quiet Read. I think that's the name of it, which is an absolutely awesome little free app where you just drag and drop a website to it. Like you take your website and drag it up here to your little icon, bloop, and it's just a place to store your websites. As you can see, I've got a bunch of them stored. So there we go. If you want to, for an encore video, I'll go through and show you my rarely used apps. These are my most used apps in my dock, of course. If you want me to make a video showing you what's in my application folder consisting of my hardly used apps, like, you know, Boinks TV, or maybe Backdrop or Batch File Rename, you know, these are apps that I have that I don't use very often. AbiWord, you know, but they are useful apps from time to time nonetheless. So there we go. There is a What's in My Dock video for 2009 December. If you guys want me to make a What's in My App folder video, I would be more than obliged to do that for you. Stay tuned. I got another podcast coming up in a couple days, episode 14. I hope you tune in for it. And until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching OS 10.